Hey everyone! So, XCOM's recording today devolved into a complete cluster, you know. And, so I decided, what if we see just how broken Jade can be without anything worse than a rare card. So let's go get all the cards we need for this deck. So, kind of slapping together a deck here. The rest of the Jade cards. Where's the spirits? Are the only things we have left to really grab. Okay, so those are all our Jades except for Aya, which if we're doing a no epics, no legendaries kind of thing, we can't exactly use Aya. I guess that opens up some options. Let's see. We also can't use Ultimate Infestation. That would probably surprise a lot of people playing against this. You know, I actually prefer the flexibility of this card over Spellbreaker. Let's try it out. That should probably be all our 4 costs unless we want to throw in Evolving Spores later. We'll see. Okay, Feral Rage is useful. Mark of Nature is not terrible. I think Mark of the Wild's generally a little better of an option. Let's grab both of those. Okay, we got 8 slots left. What kind of neutrals we good in here? Okay, what are we taking out that we would normally have? Ultimate Infestation, Aya, Fendrel. I don't actually own the Death Knight, so I wouldn't be using that anyway. So, a lot of survivability options are being removed. That's not really useful. It's not the worst idea, but not really all that impressive. Youthful Brewmaster could get us some extra Jades using the Jade Spirit or the Behemoth. Especially if our opponent can't kill the Behemoth in one turn. This card draw from the Oracle is an option. Yeah, we lose a lot of card draw from Ultimate, so I am gonna... Wait, no, we can't use that. It's epic. We'd have to use the standard acid. That could be good against certain types of decks, because our hero power is not going to be all that impressive, so Mindbreaker could actually be a good option. What else? Let's Stonehill Defender gives us some defense. Tark Reaper's better. Now, realistically, I suppose Stonehill could be useful just because it could give us epics or other types of cards that are really useful, but this is just a crazy idea I have anyway. Alright, let's see. So we should probably get some bigger cards for finishers. Can't use that, it's epic. Leroy Lotus Agents. This is not a terrible option. It gives us a lot more to work with in terms of... Also Nesting Rock. Actually, where is... Where's that dragon? Oh, there is one more thing we definitely need to grab. It's in the 6th section right here. 2 auctioneers. Bone Mare has potential. We got 2 more slots. Actually, Cryptlord gives us a bit of survivability early on. We need 2 more cards. These are surprisingly good as finishers as well. Or removal. Alright. Well, let's see if this can actually work. I don't know how to spell. Whatever. I can't even guarantee this will actually be a good setup, but let's see. How much do we have that specifically requires other minions to interact with? That'd be Mark of the Wild, so that's good. Okay. Not sure if Innervate needs to be in here or not, but we will see at some point. So, let's give this a shot. Not much point playing it unless we're trying it on ranked, right? The Mire Keepers might be a little too much ramp, but the Nourish is mostly here for card draw in this case, due to the fact that we don't have Ultimate Infestation to work with. We do lose a bit of the survivability and damage of Ultimate Infestation. It might be worth putting in the... Not Earthen Scales necessarily, although it's not a bad option, but the Moonglade Portal for 6. We'll hold on to that for now. Ooh, idle first. We have a lot of ramp in our opening hand. Turn 3 Mire Keeper wouldn't be too bad, but the question at that point is, since we have so few things that actually cost a large amount of mana in this deck, do we even bother with the crystal, or do we just go for the extra board presence? We don't have Savage Roar, so like we're not getting a huge benefit from having a bunch of minions on the board, but it's never bad to have extra bodies to work with. Do we ramp here and then next turn Mire Keeper for more ramp or for the body? Go ahead and ramp here. I think we might innervate Mire Keeper and get the body instead of the mana crystal. Okay, now that we have a 5 cost in our hand, it's a bigger question. Okay, so Potion of Madness by itself doesn't kill our minion. We gotta spend something else for it, too. Is this big Druid? Big Priest. I'm not playing a Druid. Although he now knows that we're Jade, so...
Tonight, a tale.
Yep, it's Big Priest.
Not all wonder are lost.
That's an interesting one to see right off the bat.
For the wild.
Alright, we're going to shift into mostly aggro mode for this, because we're not going to be able to overcome that. If he starts getting much bigger minions out on a regular basis, or starts getting his taunt stuff, then we have a huge problem to deal with in that case. We've got 8 on the board right now. Oh, is he going to horror? No, he's not going to horror. Okay. That was not actually the thing I should have done.
For the wild, feel my wrath.
Still got 8 on the board along with this. We do have lethal on hand if he somehow doesn't stop it, which is very unlikely. I mean, not impossible. Okay, yeah.
The scourge will devour all.
We've got 8 damage in hand, 9 with hero power, but we can't use both of these in hero power in the same turn. We've got 8 damage in hand we can use
Not
anytime.
all wonder are lost.
That is not good for you. Wow, is that his only minion other than Barnes? Was he betting at all on that somehow? If I silence it, it becomes a 7/7. We have 11. That's rough.
I must safeguard the land. Find a room. For the wild.
Now we got 8 in hand. He can still heal himself for like 4 because of Valen, just from hero power. What do we have that could really break this stalemate? Not that, for sure. That's actually a pretty significant problem for us.
For the wild.
Well, I think we just lost. So, we burned a lot of resources on that. But we do have Nourish. We have a chance of coming back from this.
I am the essence of magic.
Wow! Okay. And a Keeper of the Grove would have been a nice draw there. Can silence Malagos. He's probably looking for a taunt or just something really big. Or another Malagos. And he could just, you know, throw whatever damage he's got on hand at me. Well...
Not all won't.
Again, Valen?
Where shall I strike?
Yeah, I'm not gonna win this.
I concede.
Let's move on to the next game. Honestly, the worst class to deal with this game seems to be Priest right now, which is a pretty big turn from quite some time ago, I guess, really. Now that I think about it, it's been about a year.
Malfurion versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild. Nature must be preserved.
Not a huge fan of opening hand swipe. That's not too terribly bad if we get our Jade Idols. Can ramp turn 2 and turn 3, so that's good. An Innervate would have been a much better starter card than either of these, but...
Avast, matey!
Aggro, we're gonna lose.
I'm a child now.
We have Swipe, but that's not really gonna help in the long run. We'd probably build a decent aggro deck on the cheap, but you also can't use this if we're doing our...
This isn't Moonblade.
Well, that needs to die, clearly. Conveniently, I have a way to do that right now. It's quite a big cost to pay, but Mire Keeper next turn for the minion would probably be a good plan.
We will devour this world.
The land serves me. For the wild.
We don't really have a way of dealing with the impending living mana either, so the moment that hits, we lose. Like, this is basically one of the worst matchups we could possibly have, so... What are we gonna do against this? Personal Mindbreaker is not a hugely valuable card here. Okay, well... It's a pretty rough thing to deal with.
I wonder.
You love my new recipe.
What are you doing? Ah, there we go. Swipe. Okay. That's also actually rather a smart way of doing that. Well, I just did more damage to him with that combination of minions than anything, so...
Job's done.
Still probably wondering, what in the world is even going on here? We got 12, 13 right now. Okay. Could play this and draw 2 cards.
I got the best deals anywhere.
We gotta take that out. We're actually in quite a bit of trouble right now. I mean, our goose is not totally cooked, but it's just about there. We can trade all his minions into all 9. Does that help him as much as... Okay, now that might change the calculus on that. And that. Crap. All face, okay. Nice. That turned out to be a big mistake.
Time to pay.
My time. Well played.
Alright, so there's our first win with this setup. I sort of feel like Mindbreaker is just a waste of a slot in this situation. I mean, it has the potential to be mostly a distraction. I mean, it doesn't last forever, so... Let's swap that out for something else. Let's toss in a Starfall. I think the AoE potential that Starfall has just to deal with the amount of minions and stuff we have to deal with is kind of pretty decent. Yeah, I think this will be alright for the moment. Alright. When I'm done, I'll put a line that you can copy into Hearthstone over this deck. So, one more game, and then we'll be done for the day. Oh goody, Starfall in our first hand, because that's useful.
Versus Uther.
Looks like we're going first.
I will fight with honor. I must protect the wild.
I didn't even notice the Gadgetzan Auctioneer. Alright, well, can we get a ramp card? Worst comes to worst, it's probably always best to play your first Jade idol as a Jade. Especially right now, because Skulking Geist is in a lot of decks that are in any way a slower type of deck.
For the wild.
It didn't really slow me down because neither of these potential coin plays was actually a good option there, so...
Out of my jungle!
So for card draw, do we start ramping Jade a little more? Remember, we have the silence to deal with, to help deal with this if we have to, or damage, so... The biggest limitation for Keeper of the Grove is you're trading that option for 2 damage for the 2 attack and 1 health that Spellbreaker would have. So...
I must safeguard the land.
Keeper of the Grove is also a classic card, so you can put it into decks for as long as you want, as much as you want. It hasn't really broken the meta in any way, so chances of it getting taken out are pretty low. Ooh, if we could get our other Keeper of the Grove, that'd be hilarious right now.
For the wild.
Feel nature's wrath.
Truth is my shield.
We really need to hold our Keeper of the Grove as well when we get it next.
The scourge will devour all.
Got 6. If I play this, it's just gonna play an advantage into both our hands.
For the wild.
It's kind of rough, but I really want that Divine Shield gone. That is actually still a pretty darn good card right there, Sunwalker.
Out of my jungle!
Jeez, we're fighting a lot of taunt today. But that opened up a swipe opportunity at least, if nothing else.
The scourge will devour all.
Can still kill it with the same combination, but
How long can this go on?
jeez, this is just constant taunts. Starfall doesn't even help all that much at this point. Neither Swipe nor Starfall does a great job here.
Follow the rules.
I'm just expecting an equality consecration or something right now to just... Because that's basically game over if that happens. We're not coming back from having this much of a deficit on the board if we end up in that situation.
Let me think.
Alright, he's trading. That's what we were hoping for.
I dream and the
Sarah.
world trembles.
I got the best deals anywhere.
For the wild.
I mean, swipe gives us the chance to kill Ysera, but is that really the best option here? Well played. And yeah, I think we just lost. I think we just lost outright. We don't have anything to really deal with this, so if we get our second swipe, we can kill it, but
I must safeguard.
so that brings up a question. Which one do we silence? We can't kill either one, so we need to silence whichever one is better for us to not have to deal with. The constant healing just would have been... It would have been insurmountable at this point. Okay, so this doesn't really stop much. We could kill something with this and this, but that still leaves us with, like, at minimum 8 on the board, and we just can't survive that.
For the wild.
Pretty much starting to look like, yeah, we lost. Alright, well, that was still pretty interesting. Alright. Well, that's all our games with this deck for the moment. Probably keep working on this idea, but generally speaking, yeah. I'm wondering... maybe I have too much ramp in here. Oh, regardless, that was today's Games of Hearthstone for the moment, so have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you tomorrow with more content of some kind. Have a good one!